Hey everybody, Ms. Dietrich here. We're taking a look at lesson 2.5, model fraction division, and I thought it might be a good idea to add a video that uses number lines instead of the fraction strips, just so that we are firm on both methods. Number 3 says 5/6 divided by 1/12. Now if we use the sixes number line, 5/6, that would be this amount right here, and we're breaking that up into equal groups of a half. Now what I thought I would do instead is let's just think of that as 12ths, just because this number line right here will actually work for all of these if we turn them into, if we use common denominators and turn everything into 12ths, then you'll see why this number line works for all the questions that you see displayed here. If we highlight 5/6, 5/6 would be equal to 10/12, so let's just come up with that equivalent here in blue. And we want to know how many halves do we have of that. Now let's circle a half. Remember, half is equal to 6/12. Let's circle a half. There's a half. So there's one full group. One full group. Let's put 1 down. And we're going to have a partial group. But let's figure out what the amount is. Now if I clone this, clone, we don't quite have 2. Not quite. We have 1 and a little more. So the question is, what's represented here with this region right here, from here over, this blue shaded part of this circle, how much is that? Now, if we think of it as chunks, right? Let's use a different color. If we break this piece up into, we have this chunk, we have this chunk, and if we had the whole thing, we'd have this chunk. So that's basically thirds. We have 2 of the thirds of this chunk. So the answer would be 1 2/3. All right, let's look at number 4. Erase all that. Number 4, 2/3. Let's shade that in. By the way, that's equal to 8/12. Shade in 2/3. 2/3 equal to 8/12. Now if we were to shade that on this number line, that would look like this, right? 2/3. We want to know, we're going to divide that into 4 groups. 4 groups. So here's a group, here's a group, here's a group, and here's a group. And we're trying to answer how much in each group, because this is groups, how much in each group. Now the value of how much is in each group is right here. What is that value? It's 2/12. What's 2/12 equal to if we divide by 2 on both the numerator and the denominator to get it in simplest form? Well, it would be 1/6, right? 1/6. Let's write that down. That's the answer. All right, let's look at number 5. Number 5 is a half. Our dividend is a half. Let's shade in a half, which is equal to 6/12. Okay, so a half is here. We're going to break that up into 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. So now the question is, how much is in each group? That's going to be this amount right here. How much is that value? Well, it's 1/12. Let's put that on the answer space. 1/12. All right, let's look at number 6. Number 6 is 1/3. So if we were to look at that on this number line, it would be this value. But if we look at it on this number line, 1/3 is going to be equal to 4/12. 1/3 and 4/12 are the same thing. We want to figure out how many 1/12 groups are there. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and here's 4. So the answer is 4. All right. Now my recommendation, if you come across a numeric expression where they want you to use a number line and you have value denominators that are higher than a 12, then it gets a little cumbersome to use a number line. But if you have anything that's 12 or lower, then I invite you to use number lines to model the problem. All right, hopefully you found this helpful.